Hi Leo, welcome to your February 2018 reading. I just wanted to pop on screen and thank you for all your likes and subscriptions over the last month. Leo was my most viewed monthly reading by quite a lot. So naturally you're going to come first this month, which is very appropriate as it is a pretty big month for Leos. It's going to be pretty significant from the 31st of January leading into February up until August. It's going to be a big change for most Leos. I can see something significant happening for you in your personal life, maybe your work, career, or it can be any area. But as it is a super eclipse, what you're leaving behind to grow is going to be pretty significant for you. So you're going to be majorly changing your own beliefs in yourself, in your environment. You know, some of you may have complete spiritual rehauls, some of you may have complete personality transformations, but it's definitely going to be significant. And it's interesting, Leo, because I was watching, I don't know if anyone else is watching The Crown. It is a Netflix documentary, well, not a documentary, it's a series that is based on the royal family. And as you know, Leo is the sign of royalty in the zodiac, and the Queen herself and her husband both have moon in Leo. Their son Prince Charles has rising in Leo, and his son Harry is going on to marry Meghan Markle, who is a Leo. And it's interesting because so many of them are going to be affected by the skies for the next few months as that Leo eclipse happens. So it's doubly going to be affecting the royal family for change, which is interesting because obviously times of the past, the Prince of England marrying a royal would be, the Prince of England marrying an actress, would be strange. And it's being completely transformed. And I can really see that in the energy for you in general, Leo. You know, regardless of whether you're marrying a prince or not. Some of you may find your prince charming in the next few months. I certainly feel like what you leave behind will be significantly worse off than what you're about to find. So you're going to be leaving behind negative, bringing in the positive, and we shall see what we get for you today, Leo. So Leo messages for February 2018. Leo messages for February 2018. Messages for Leo for February 2018. Leo messages for February 2018. Let's see what we've got. So the first card we have here is the Seven of Pentacles. So what I said about the full moon, it is about harvesting your growth, leaving behind particular attitudes that are not self-serving, things that maybe negative views you have of yourself, negative views you have of the world, things that you've put in a lot of work to and you're waiting to see fruition in. For a lot of you, this is going to be in a love relationship. It is crossed by the Two of Cups, so you're waiting for something. I feel like you were waiting for a relationship to take off. You were waiting for a relationship commitment to come in, to go to the next level, to grow, to prosper. Nine of Cups and the Death card. So for some of you, you may have been waiting for a relationship to transform, and the transformation ended up being death, which is a breakup or a divorce. Crowning the reading, we have the King of Wands. You may be dealing with another fire sign, or you may simply be dealing with making the best out of yourself. I can see some of you are very focused on being independent and very focused on your careers, your jobs, growing yourself as a person, making the best of who you are. Going into the new year for Leos, the influence of the full moon in Cancer, which was on New Year's Eve, I believe, in your 12th house would have made you feel quite deflated and quite quiet. Maybe some of you had a much quieter New Year's Eve than possible, but your energies were certainly tired. and maybe you've grown tired of a particular relationship, a particular job, a particular person, but there is a tired energy there. 4 of Cups in the immediate future. So for me, Leo, it seems very much like a lot of you are going through a period of introspection where you're very quiet and you're very closed off. You're maybe not as interested in socializing. And it's almost like for some of you, there's almost, although it's not there just yet, it may come out, the hermit energy of where you're looking inward, you're trying to figure out if something can work. If something's ended, you're doing a lot of analysis about it, a lot of introspection. The Knight of Pentacles. The Devil. 10 of Wands. So someone was very hard work. It may have been this air sign. So there's an air sign in your outcome, Leo. So I'm just going to move this around so that you can see the cards. And underneath we have the 10 of Cups. So you definitely have a very mixed bag here, Leo. It's very interesting. One thing I will say is that there seems to be very strong energy of an air sign for many of you. I'm sensing this can be a Libra, it can be an Aquarius, or it can be a Gemini. But they seem to come out very prominently in your outcome. So I feel like this is going to be someone you're going to be talking to this month. Now, bearing in mind, this is Aquarius season. So you may well be focusing very much on your own partnerships in your life. The 7th house is where Aquarius is in your sky, Leo. So with the sun in Aquarius and the new moon on the 15th in Aquarius, you'll definitely be thinking about what you want from a partnership and how to foster relationships without losing yourself in the process. I feel like there's been a particular relationship with someone that's been very, very hard work. So what I mean by that is the energy of the Devil and the 10 of Wands has been like obsessing over getting it right. There's a possibility that in your past disappointments, you have been looking to a particular person to correct it, to rewrite your past, to rewrite your story. And this has possibly been too much pressure for this person. So it may have been someone that you've started dating and it was in the beginning stages for some of you, and you put on too much pressure to make them the one. You maybe put too much pressure on yourself to make it work because you were so afraid of it failing. And that's a lot of pressure for yourself. That's a lot of pressure for them. I can see that whenever you met this person, this is for people that have met someone separated, either still in the beginning, whatever, you have a significant person that you're thinking of. Whenever you met this person, I think you thought they were the perfect fit. I think you thought they were golden, they were amazing, they were brilliant, they were possibly witty and funny, and they just made you feel like, oh wow, I'm falling in love again. This is the one for me. And what actually came about was possibly a feeling of meh. a feeling that they weren't completely there. They weren't doing everything right. There were things that they were doing that were irking you, and you were all the while hoping for this perfect picture or trying to make this perfect picture. And maybe in the process you gave too much of yourself. They got complacent. Maybe you felt like you were giving them things that they didn't appreciate. Maybe you weren't appreciating what they actually had going for them, and the fights pushed them away. It seems very much like somebody is withdrawn and guarded to the other person, and it may be both of you. But when I see the King of Swords here and the King of Wands, I feel like it's this air sign is thinking about you, and you're putting a brave face on. As you can see with this King of Swords, he's looking in the direction of the King of Wands, who is again looking the other way. You know, it's a battle of egos. But I feel like this air sign does want to communicate with you. And I'm really sensing it's an Aquarius. It can be a Scorpio person. As you can see, we have the Death card. Sometimes in Major Arcana they represent as an actual person. You may have met a Scorpio. You may be dealing with a Scorpio. But certainly it's a Scorpio from the past. So it's maybe an ex, it's maybe someone you recently met and are interested in. I'm more feeling that it may be an ex. So we'll get some further messages for you, Leo. Further messages for Leo for February 2018. Messages for Leo. February 2018. Messages for Leo. February 2018. Messages for Leo. February 2018. Messages for Leo for February 2018. Let's see what we've got here, Leo. Let's piece this all together. So the Six of Swords, Page of Pentacles. Some of you may have had to move for work. Some of you may have gone overseas. Some of you may have moved for a job. You may actually have moved for another person. But there's definitely a moving on vibe going on here. Yeah, Nine of Cups and the Knight of Cups. It's the it's the epitome of the romantic, you know, that person that seems too good to be true and possibly is. Page of Swords with Death. So you may have had bad news regarding this particular person. I know I'm focusing on love quite a lot here, Leo, but as it is February and it's Valentine's month and it's going through your 7th house, you know, love is going to be a very potent theme here. I feel like you maybe had an argument that ended the relationship. The Page of Swords can be really harsh words sometimes, you know, when you don't mind your tongue, you're so frustrated. King of Wands and Four of Wands. Okay, so I'm getting a potential love interest coming in here. Possibly someone that you already know, maybe someone you haven't met yet, someone you meet in February. It really can be either or, but I'm feeling another fire sign. So an Aries, a Sagittarius, or a fellow Leo. Page of Wands, Four of Swords. Yep, someone burnt you out. Maybe you burnt yourself out. The Chariot. So you're still wanting that victory. And the Eight of Cups. Okay, Eight of Cups with the King of Swords. Someone has possibly been walking away. And I feel like it may have been them. I feel like for a lot of you, you may have had harsh words that involved in someone leaving you. You may have had arguments that involved someone leaving you. It really looks like someone's thinking of walking away at least. And it's this King of Swords energy, so it's this airy energy. It can be someone with a lot of air in their chart, or it can be a Capricorn. It can be someone in the legal profession, someone that really uses their intellect, you know, someone smart, someone well established in their career. Or as I said, it can just be this airy energy. Someone that really needs to communicate with you. I almost feel like there's a danger, Leo, that if you want someone to return to you or you want to be on better terms with someone, be careful of making your life seem like you're completely happy without them. You want to, if you want them to come back, you want to leave them a little room where they feel like they can. I sense this air sign is looking at you and thinking that you have it all, that you have it all figured out. This Four of Wands energy with the King of Wands, to me suggests, you know, with the Nine of Pentacles here as well, they maybe think that you're too, they feel like you don't need them, is what I'm getting very strongly. They think you're independent, they think you're completely okay without them. I don't think they see your heartbreak if you have it, you know, if they don't see the pain that you're going through. I almost feel like for you, you're burnt out and you're frustrated and you're upset and you're a bit overwhelmed by this separation or this lack of communication with this person. It may not be an official separation, but with death there, it generally to me indicates a separation that was completely over and there hasn't been any communication since. But be wary that they may be giving you subtle invitations to communicate. They may be sending out signals that they do want to hear from you and you're passing them over for maybe it's pride. Or maybe you are completely done with them, Leo. You may be completely over the situation. You might have been so disappointed in how it turned out. But I don't think for them it's completely over. I feel like it's not their choice. I don't think that's what they really want. I'm gonna draw some more clarifying cards here, Leo, to get this energy. Leo, February 2018. Leo, February 2018. Leo, February 2018. I'm also getting, Leo, if you're ever in the instance where you feel like there's a sign, like, you know when a song comes on that you were thinking about, or you hear their name, or you see their birthday or something, like a sign, I feel like it may be a little sign from the universe to think of them, because I think there's this subtle energy I'm getting that this person wants you to think of them, and it's happening for you, but you are ignoring it, and I feel like it's subtle. It could be something as subtle and petty as them liking a photo on your social media, or them liking something they know you'll see. I feel like there's going to be subtle invitations from this person because they're afraid to reach out to you. And that if you don't take them up on this, they will have to walk away. Let's see what else we've got here. Leo. Do you know, Leo, it wouldn't be entirely shocking if you did use this full moon energy on the 31st to think of yourself and your position in life. Okay, the Lovers. Maybe not. 5 of Swords, yes, battling a lover. Battling someone that is actually quite right for you. This doesn't have to be the air sign, by the way. As I say, there is a fire sign energy and a Scorpio energy. It's very strong in this. But there's definitely been a heartbreak. 3 of Swords, as you all know, we all know, can represent a third party situation, but it can most commonly just represent a heartbreak. Having your heart broken, having your hopes and dreams shattered, as you can see with the 9 of Cups and the 9 of Cups. That figuring out the person you thought was perfect wasn't actually perfect. The High Priestess is something you may have known all along. 8 of Wands. So you may be moving country. Some of you Leos might be relocating overseas. You may be flying home. You may be traveling with work. You may be traveling to sort this out with someone. It could be a long distance relationship. Queen of Pentacles, and we have an earth sign in the equation. Also, Leo, I feel like there is a very special friend for you that you're leaning on, or at least one very dependable person. It could be a sister or a mother. Someone that's really helping you out and someone that's always there to listen to. And when they come up in the reading, it's an urge to appreciate that person and thank them. Temperance, finding balance within yourself. 8 of Pentacles. So you're working on building yourself up after major disappointments and obsessions. Justice. You may be dealing with, some of you may be dealing with a Cancer, and some of you may be dealing with a Libra. Some of you may be involved in legal proceedings, Leo. Now I'm going to draw to that because these are two quite, let me show you here. These two cards are quite significant in terms of legal battles. So we have Justice, and we have the Chariot, and we have the 10 of Wands. So as a picture, legal proceedings that have been very draining, have been very overwhelming, overburdening, and you've been putting a lot of money and a lot of effort into these, and you're just about at breaking point. The Chariot and Justice, don't break. Don't give up. Victory will be yours in a legal battle. I feel like it's quite... For those of you that are involved in a legal battle, not all of you have to be, but this is a very direct message to those that are, because it's the Chariot. The Chariot's a victorious card. It's about regaining your self-empowerment. It's about feeling like you're in control of a situation. You're the driver. And when you have that with Justice, it really speaks of getting the appropriate outcome. The 10 of Wands, you can see his back is breaking, trying to go on with his life, trying to take on that load. And then the Chariot is a completely different picture. Justice is a completely different picture. So if you are involved in a legal dispute and you've been unfairly treated by someone, I really suggest you hold out and hope for the best, because I feel like the best is coming. Some of you may have been involved in a car accident. Just the Chariot does represent cars. So you may be experiencing a payout from that. And the final outcome, 10 of Pentacles. So as I said, you may be getting a payout. This is a very large lump sum of money, Leo. Which is lovely, isn't it? But when you put that in the context of love, you know, with this King of Swords character and the 8 of Cups, I really feel like for some of you, and particularly because the Queen of Wands is underneath, for some of you, I feel like it's going to be all about self-empowerment. It's about being single and leaving behind those which you don't feel deserve you. As a Leo, as I mentioned before with the royal family, it is about finding someone who understands your royalty. Because not everyone is born a Leo. Not everyone is born with that title. You know, you're the lion, the king of the jungle, the queen of the jungle. And you will always need someone that appreciates that warmth and that sunshine and that royalty. And for some of you, I do feel like you had a relationship and you were swept away by this person. You really were. It may have disappointed you. They may have disappointed you. You have the option whether to go back or not. I think a lot of you are going to choose not to. I think the subtle energies coming in of their communication are going to be a no. Some of you may have a choice to travel overseas and start a new job and start a new life. And for others, you may think about going back. For the vast majority, I do see a brand new start in terms of self-worth. This 10 of Pentacles, it's the final outcome, is feeling fulfilled and content within your own lot. It's leaving behind what's not been working for you. As I had said in the beginning of that video, with the starting the month with a full moon is a completely different ball game, and you've done it 2 months in a row now, Leo, and it's going to be such a strong energy in your own sign that you will become a brand new chapter of yourself. It's going to be significant. I can't emphasize enough that this next 6 months is going to be so pivotal for you, and you're going to reassess completely what you want from your relationship with yourself and what you want from your relationship with your significant other or a future partner. But I definitely see you feeling a lot better financially by the end of the month. Legally, I can see a battle being won for your favour. And for some of you that are thinking of going back to university or college or taking some time out from a job to try something different, I can see success in that too. But it'll be interesting to see in the comment section if some of you are feeling that new charge of energy and that new drive that maybe someone has been sucking out of you. But as I say, there's someone looking at you, and you may also have a potential fire sign or an earth sign offering themselves to you. And if I was to hedge my bets, I'd say someone in this fire sign. They can be a moon and rising, so always make sure to check, because it may apply. But I can see a potential future spouse for many of you. It's actually a very strong energy that this person will be so perfect for you. I mean, when you look at these fiery wands, all 3 of these are wands, and they're all positive wands cards. You know, that happily ever after, this is him, that's him there, that may be you, or vice versa. You know, it doesn't have to represent a man, it can represent a woman too. But I see a happily ever after potential. It's up to you whether or not you want to take this person, because I feel like some of you are hung up on an air sign. But with as many options as you have to take different routes, Leo, and the 3 outcomes, there's no major arcana. I feel like the decision is going to be entirely yours, whether or not you decide to walk away from your past and leave it completely behind, or to start over alone, or whether or not you want to reunite with that person as well, will be entirely up to you. So I'm just going to draw a little guidance card. This is a brand new deck. It's by Gabrielle Bernstein. It's really pretty, but it gives little messages from the universe So messages from the universe for Leo. Messages from the universe for Leo. Oh! I choose to learn through love. Perfect. I'm not sure if this is back to front, Leo. Sorry if it is. I choose to learn through love. That's perfect. So if you have had a past relationship that went very badly wrong, you're going to learn from it and you're going to take those lessons and move forward. I do think a lot of you are going to be leaving behind the past. And you're going to have lessons from it that are very potent, and you're going to feel very enlightened by your past experiences, and it's not going to happen again. I know last month Leo had the Wheel of Fortune in the outcome, which can sometimes represent going around in circles, and it hasn't appeared this month. So I really feel like you're making progress. You're learning and you're going forward. For a lot of you, I do see you going forward alone by choice, but as much as you may at this point want to go alone, there is someone very suitable is going to appear to you this month, Leo. And someone from the past is also going to be returning. So I hope you enjoyed that this month, Leo. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you back for your March readings. Bye!